Fish and chips. Fish and chips, people. One of my favorite all-time recipes. Comfort food to the max. Golden, crispy cod with some nice French fries. And I gotta say, yeah, I'm sorry to all my people in the UK. I'm not doing the peas. I don't like peas in general. But this one is gonna be awesome. So break out your malt vinegar and break out your tartar sauce because your mama's gonna be proud when you're done with this one. All right, fish and chips, hands down, one of my favorite recipes of all time. I love this dish, so comforting. And yeah, without further ado, people, I don't know, let's make this shit. Stay tuned. All right, so we're gonna start off with half a large white onion, which we are gonna dice. And I say a large one because pretty much you want to make sure that you get the onion level to the amount that you would prefer. So try it for a little bit. I would say maybe a quarter cup of diced onion, but you can go farther than that if you want to. So all I'm doing here is I'm making slits in the onion, and then I'm going to go ahead and cross cut it with a nice dice here. And then I'm going to rock my knife through it and just give it a nice final finish, almost like a mince, but we don't have to go that far. So if you don't know by now you know, we're making a tartar sauce. Yep. So I'm going to take some dill pickles. These are baby dills. That's what I have in my fridge. And I'm going to cut them lengthwise into nice slits and then dice them up. This is going to be a key ingredient along the way for our tartar sauce. Same method as the onions. We're going to go ahead and just give it a rough mince here by rocking our knife through those pickles. And then we're going to move on to some dill. So I've got about a handful of dill, which I'm going to chop up, just go through it. And I'm going to keep it rough. I like a rough chop of dill in my tartar sauce. Then I'm going to go ahead and add in a half a cup to a full cup of some mayo. I'm using Duke's here. Use whatever kind of mayo you want. Not pimping the brand, just saying that's what I had. Then I'm going to go ahead and drop in my onions. I'm going to drop in my dill. And of course, I'm going to drop in those pickles. And of course, we're going to salt and pepper to taste, but not before we add in the garlic, people. So I would say 8 cloves of garlic is what you want to go for. You can go with less if you want to, but if you want to walk on the wild side, go with more garlic. And of course, we're going to do half a lemon, and then we're going to add some Dijon. So I would say 1 to 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. And then, yes, people, we're going to salt and pepper this to taste and give this a nice mix. All right, now we're moving on to the batter. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I play my batter by ear. So right here, that's a half a cup of some flour, then about 2 tablespoons of some baking powder, then about 2 to 3 tablespoons of some smoked paprika, and then a splash of beer. And then of course, I'm adding in a little bit of salt, pepper, garlic mixture here. So about 3 tablespoons of that. And then I'm going to whisk that and then probably add some more batter along the way, which is going to be some more flour. And then I'm probably going to add a little bit more beer. That's just how I like to do it. I like to play my batter by ear, and I'm always smelling and seeing if it has that aroma that I'm looking for. So in all honesty, if you want to know, it's probably about 2.5 cups to almost 3 cups of flour. And then I would say about 3 cups of beer is going to be in there as far as those two mixtures. Everything else can stay the same as I mentioned before, but I want a nice liquidy batter here. We're going to have a dry batter as well, but when it comes to this, I want those aromas to come through. So I play it by ear. Better to start small, work your way along, then just add it all out the gate, and then, man, you're screwed at that point and you may be out of ingredients. So again, as you can see here, I'm adding a little bit more flour just to get the consistency I'm looking for. I'm looking for the consistency of a little bit more thicker than glue. Just that, just a little bit, or a little like on the line of glue is perfect. That's what we're looking for here. And I'll have everything for all of you wonderful people in the description below in that recipe. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to our fish. So I've got 4 fillets of cod here, which I am going to dry really well. You wanna dry your cod, so flip them over and definitely keep the cutting board dry as well, so you can do them on 2 sets of paper towels if that's what you wanna do. You can brine them to safety standards, look that up with your CDC or food officials in your government. And I'm gonna move on to our fries. So into some nice hot peanut oil, I am adding in frozen French fries. Yes, they're very easy, they're very quick. We don't have to cut them, just making sure they're at the temp that I want. And I'm gonna go ahead and fry them through. Then for my cods, I'm gonna go ahead and give a nice diagonal slice through each cod fillet. So you want that kind of bias there, that diagonal cut there, and then that gives you even more to eat in the future. Nice handhelds that you're gonna love. Then we're gonna go ahead and separate the French fries from the actual oil and salt them immediately. I have my oven on warm. I'll pop them in there, but always salt them as soon as they come out. You want them hot when you salt them. Then we're gonna go ahead and drop our fish into the wet brine here. Then we're gonna go ahead and move it over to a dry brine, which is just gonna be some flour. You can add whatever seasonings to that flour you want, but we already heavily seasoned this one here, so we really don't have to do that. And this process will actually make it really crispy. We'll still get that nice crispiness with those awesome ridges. So you go from the wet brine, then you go to the dry flour, and then you fry, people. All right, and I gotta say, this one came out really good, so we're ready for plating. So I'm gonna go ahead and plate the dish now. We're gonna go, of course, with our fries first, and don't forget the malt vinegar. I like the malt vinegar on my fries. It's not common. It's typically done on your fish, but I like it on my fries and my fish. And you don't see it here, but I do it. It's kind of like my gospel spoken truth of the fried fish world. And of course, we need some lemon wedges as well. We're gonna drop those in and we're ready to eat, people. And I gotta say, this one was so awesome. Thank you all for all your support. I appreciate all of you who support me on my channel. Even people who may criticize my work, I appreciate your criticism. And let's keep cooking because we need to. All right, and we are done. So here we are. I have to say, these smell and look so damn good. So, going to go ahead and tear a piece off. Won't put any lemon, but I will dip it in the tartar sauce. I'm sorry, I can't resist tartar sauce. That's what I'm going to do here. Get in there. Come on, people. Holy shit. This is so damn good. Wow. I want to take another bite, but I gotta close out this video. This is so damn good. Yeah, I'm gonna keep eating this. And let me know in the comments below what recipes you'd like me to make. If you've made any of my recipes. And like, share, subscribe to this channel so we can keep growing here. But without further ado, people, I gotta eat this. So cheers. I'm out.